It is 12:30 in the afternoon and I'm Liz Jones, Managing Director here at People to People UK and your host of P2P UK Live. This week, we're joined by Senior Consultant Maddy Laing, who's going to be discussing how businesses can build and retain high-performing teams in 2025 and what strategies can make a difference by reducing turnover within your business. Also on today's show, we're going to take a look at the stat of the week, which is why UK employees are rethinking career priorities in their 30s. We'll explore our latest top jobs in the UK. And lastly, we'll reveal our new social media insights. Hello, Maddy, welcome.
Hey, Liz, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining. So today we're tackling one of the biggest topics in the workplace at the moment, and that is employee retention. So a recent poll showed that 45% of HR leaders in the UK believe competitive salaries and great benefits are key to keeping top talent. And whilst I do agree, I think that there's definitely more that's driving turnover. So let's start with the big question. What key factors do you think are driving employee turnover in today's job market?
Yes, it's definitely very relevant and hot topic. I know it's something that we've been discussing recently quite a fair bit. To answer your question, I guess, so what are some of the key factors driving turnover? I definitely think it is a mix of a couple of things. Moving beyond salary, I think employees are looking for a meaningful workplace, career growth, and probably flexibility as well. And a lot of individuals post-pandemic really kind of reassessed what they're looking for in a role, and they're no longer really willing to, I guess, feel like they're in a stagnant position or working for a company where they do feel undervalued. So if companies aren't prioritizing, clear career development, fostering a great culture, and having good people within their team, then individuals are going to start to look elsewhere.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. So in 2025, what do you think makes a high-performing team stand out?
Yes, I think a strong team is definitely built on trust. Definitely trust as well is a really big thing with working flexible now. That has to be there within the workplace. So trust, collaboration, adaptability, and companies that encourage open communication, recognize that their employees' efforts and support, I guess, a really good work-life balance as well are the ones that are going to retain top talent, and also a really clear mission around what everyone brings to the team. I think that does make a big difference as well, because individuals are going to know how they need to, deliver on certain outcomes and what, I guess, the purpose of the business is more broadly.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, let's flip it. What are some common mistakes leaders make when trying to build a top performing team?
Yes, there's definitely a few that we kind of hear and we see as well around, reasons why we ask people if they're leaving a role. And this is sometimes one of the big ones that we see. But I think one of the big mistakes is around micromanagement. So it definitely kind of kills creativity and it kills trust. And like I said before, with working remote or flexible, that trust is there. And then if you're having a manager kind of micromanage you, then that's definitely not a positive work environment. Another is probably assuming that what worked, maybe 5 years ago will work today. And this is obviously a really big thing as well. Post-pandemic, a lot of the way businesses operate has changed quite dramatically. And employees' expectations have evolved as well. So companies need to kind of change and adapt with that. And ignoring feedback is probably a major one. So if leaders, aren't listening and then aren't able to act on what their teams are wanting to be changed, is kind of creating a negative environment. So if those leaders do listen, they do trust, and they're going to know what their teams need, and that's going to create that stronger retention and have people kind of stay within the business.
Yeah, that's such a good point. So balancing performance expectations with employee well-being is another challenge. How can companies get that right?
So I think, transparency is definitely key. Setting kind of clear, realistic expectations and providing the right support as well is huge. I think companies should also be encouraged to do regular check-ins, not just about work, but also how people and their staff are feeling and their general well-being. And if employees feel that support and they feel heard, then they're more likely to engage and perform well. And I think that's something else that we, always discuss with people as well, around having those conversations with your managers if you don't, feel like you're enjoying your role or where you are, rather than, thinking the grass is always greener somewhere else. Sometimes it does help just to have that conversation on both ends.
Yeah, so true. And finally, we have to ask, do competitive salaries still matter as much, or are the other factors now more important?
Yeah, I mean, look, salaries are always going to be a factor, and we always want to earn as much as we can in the jobs that we're doing. But I definitely don't think, they're the only thing keeping people around. And that's something that we have seen now. So obviously salary, but great culture. That word flexibility, we've spoken about it so much, but not just work from home, a flexible workplace that gives you hours, maybe varied if you have children, but then also looking for career growth and opportunities is, definitely just as crucial as salary. And I think if someone is paid well, but they're unhappy in the role, then they're still going to leave. So it's all about the full package really, and, what kind of makes that up.
That's such great insight. Maddy, thank you so much for joining today and sharing your expertise.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Liz.
It's time to take a look at some hot jobs in the UK, and we are looking for a trade partnerships executive in South East London, paying £28,000. A field marketing specialist also in South East London, paying £60,000 to £75,000. We've got various temporary opportunities in 2025, so don't forget to register with us. And if you'd like to know more about any of these vacancies, please get in touch with the team. It's time to take a look at the stat of the week, and this week it's about the work-life shift. So we're taking a look at an article published by HR News and Phoenix Insights, which discusses the notion that UK workers value flexibility over pay from their early 30s. New research from Phoenix Insights highlights a major shift in workplace priorities. By the age of 30 to 34, UK adults are increasingly preferring fewer working hours, even at the cost of lower earnings, while younger workers seek more hours for career growth. This turning point reflects changing life responsibilities, especially childcare and home commitments. And that is it for the stat of the week. Let's take a look at our social media poll results. So last week we had, what do you believe is the most important factor in retaining top talent? And 40% of you have said competitive salary and benefits. 35% said career growth opportunities, and 25% said positive work culture. Should a portfolio be regularly updated or only when job hunting? I look forward to seeing those results. That is it for P2P UK Live this week. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you all next Friday at 12:30.